Hello and welcome to a super fun Monday. I thought today would be a good day to do some deals, but then also kind of like one thing that I've been wanting to curate is kind of more of a kind of like home or like fun things that I feel like I've found on the internet or things like that, or Amazon rather. So this is kind of like a combo of those two things. So if you've never tuned in to one of those live streams that I've done, hi, I'm Ashley, and this is our Swift Wellness live stream. So please chat, kind of toss things in there. I'll always be kind of like, looking over at the chat, etc. So, let's go ahead and get started today. First and foremost, I wanted to highlight this. I did not, unfortunately. It's been one of those weeks and it's a Monday. So, I wanted to start off with my glass food containers. I've shared these, I think, in the past quite a few times because they're kind of like one of my go-tos. Hey, Derry. So I think that a lot of times if you've been tuning into my channel for a while, you've probably seen me share lots of like eco-friendly or like just like more sustainable or even just like more budget-friendly options. And so I do know that glass containers can be a little bit more expensive than, plastic or, your more commonly used like Tupperwares and things like that. But what I have found is they last so much longer. And in particular, this set really kind of runs all of the different needs that you would have for meal prepping, food prepping, but then also if you are doing something like baking, cooking, making meals ahead of time, things like that, you want something that's really thick and really durable, because this glass, whether you're using like the circular shape or the square, the rectangle, whichever, you can literally take this really thick glass container and you can take it from the freezer, put it directly into the oven, the microwave, whichever, and not worry about any damage. Obviously, unlike plastic, it's not going to melt. And these, of course, do have an airtight, leak-proof seal. So on each lid, so these lids are plastic. I will say if you're going to put them into the oven or something like that, then you're going to want to take the lid off. But these are dishwasher safe. You can toss them in the dishwasher. And they have this silicone seal that goes all the way around. And so that's what's going to press in on with these little toggles right here. And then that's what's going to kind of wrap around and secure to the edge of your containers. So you can see this like really thick glass lip kind of all around the outside. So this one, I always kind of point out, does say it's 24 piece. This means that it's 12 actual containers. Sometimes you'll see other ones where it'll say like 20, 30, 40 piece and it's individual containers, but I will point out that you do have the three different shapes: circular, rectangular, and of course square. And then they also do come in three different sizes. There's a small, medium, and large, and then in that small size there's two. So you'll have two small of the rectangle, square, and circular. So I use these a lot, whether I'm like literally post Super Bowl, there's so many dips right now in the fridge full of in these containers, and they really do help kind of like preserve the life and the length of your food as well. So I've definitely had some people send me pictures. I know Yogi sent me some pictures of like just how long the food will last and just like continue kind of in the fridge and in the freezer. And it's definitely a totally worthwhile kind of expenditure. So I of course have the white version. There we go. But there is two other colors. There's three other colors rather: gray, black, and green. So you can kind of pick and choose. I do believe that all three of the colors are on deal, but the black tabbed the ones that have this little kind of black tab here, are on deal. I think they're all about 44 or so percent off today. So really, really great little option, especially if you want to, continue to meal prep or take things to work, or if you want to make meals ahead, store food in the fridge, whichever. These are definitely my go-to. So you'll see me share these a lot. So okay, so moving on, a few other deals that I did have today. I do have one lightning deal here in the stream, so I'm going to go ahead and scroll forward for that so we don't kind of miss out. And then, of course, I'll take this little video down. I will say that the frother has I don't know, 6, 7, 8, 10 different colors or so. And I think that they're all on lightning deal today. Some of them are a little bit cheaper. I'm looking at this. The pink's a little bit cheaper than, let's say, the white or something like that. But as long as the lightning deal is still going on, it's still happening, you will be able to grab that deal and that discount. But I will point out, and if you've never shopped any of the lightning deals, shop from a live stream, anything like that, they do kind of have a duration. So if you add something to your cart with a lightning deal kind of attached to it, you will have 15 minutes to check out. Not my rules, definitely Amazon's rules, but you will still be able to purchase it. However, if there's a really, really good discount or something like that, it will disappear. So if you see something for example, the white one I see on the bar right now is about 25% or so claimed. If you notice that it's starting to kind of get up, 80, 90, 100%, there usually is a wait list you can jump on, because not everybody checks out in that time frame, right? So I use this is another one. I know it's called a coffee frother, but I always do love sharing this one too, simply because it has so many additional uses, and I also love kind of hearing everybody's personal uses for it. So this one does come with a little stand, and it just kind of sits in here, which I would really recommend using this stand, because I have had them too. If you kind of put them into a drawer or something like that, you could potentially bend the little arm. So it makes it just really easy to put it in, on your countertop. You could put it over by a coffee bar or something like that if you're using one of those. Hey, Walter, thank you for the follow today. Appreciate it. So you could easily use it like that. Or what I do love people have talked about is mixing up hot cocoa or protein shakes or any kind of powder that you want to dissolve in water. But my favorite use is when someone talks about using it for scrambled eggs and whipping something up. It is a very small little round frother. This is probably the size of a penny, so it's not going to do something really thick like a batter or anything like that, but with something more I don't know what the word is I want, but it's something more akin to eggs, right? So in that case, this is going to be kind of whisked up enough to be able to use it really, really well. And the reason I like it too, of course, you could use a large whisk, of course, but this is a single button press. So it actually works really well for anybody who might have kind of issues with dexterity in their fingers. Maybe they have arthritis. If you have an elderly relative or anything like that just can't use that motion of kind of whisking, it is a one button press that makes it really, really easy again to whip up something, stir it up, whether it's milk, whether it's something else. So on here, like I said, it's just a single button press, and when I do press it, you'll see the little wheel spin, and that's literally all you need to do. Froth up milk, anything. Like I said, I love hearing all the different uses. So if you're using it for something else, let me know. But I think eggs and scrambled eggs is still my favorite one that I've seen so far. So that I did have to give a call out for as well. So, okay. let me go into this little silicone utensil holder. So again, kind of going back to that idea of silicone being very like eco-friendly, very sustainable. This is a super simple, like very easy to have little kitchen gadget. And that's really what I wanted to focus on today. Super affordable, but also just like things that maybe you haven't seen before on Amazon. It's kind of what my job is here. But very, very simple. And what I like about this one in particular, of course, this is a utensil rest. So I have like this little fun little spoon today. But you, because it's silicone, you can put it on a hot surface like your oven. If you're using your stovetop and you're obviously stirring or, you know, using any manner of like spatulas, utensils, etc., you can put this on the stove, obviously not, you know, directly on a burner, but you aren't going to have to worry about it melting or having kind of any issues with like drips. Oils, for example, like if you were doing anything with like bacon or something like that. Ricardo, no, that unfortunately, no. So, but feel free if you have any questions in the chat, you can ask them here. I'm happy to kind of like talk about them and all of that as well. So, but like I mentioned, silicone really, really great for heat absorption, and just being very resistant. So on here, you can see there are the little grooves, and I'll just use my little, I love this little like leaf spatula on here, but of course you can just set whichever item that you're using while you're, you know, cooking, etc. here on the plate. And you actually like, obviously you're going to set this down on top of your countertop and your oven, your stove, whatever. But it does kind of like hold it in and kind of like pinch them in. There is a pretty good kind of like almost like a little rubber groove right here in between. So if you were, you know, I do it now, but if you were using it and having to move this whole entire thing around, your spoons, your spatulas, all of that really aren't going to like slide around or move either. So on here, like I mentioned, very, very heat resistant. Also great because this is silicone, so it's not going to scratch like, you know, glass or specifically metal if you had like a glass top cook range. And you can also just toss this directly in the dishwasher. It's completely dishwasher safe and comes in lots and lots of different colors. So this is the medium size. So there's actually a larger size. There's an extra large on here as well, which I think is just going to be a little bit wider. And then this one in particular, it's going to be a little bit longer, but you can use your, you know, any kind of like utensils that you're cooking with. So it doesn't have to be a Monstera scoop. It can be anything else. So I actually have, I actually added these too, by the way, later on in the stream. So this is another, you know, example of something that you could easily just kind of like rest on, you know, as you're cooking. So, all right, let's see here. Let me move, as I'm scrolling through. So on the deals today, I definitely just wanted to like touch on all of those before we moved on to anything else. But I do have these moly coffee syrup, if you want to call it that, olive oil and vinegar. Honestly, you could use it for any kind of liquid that you want. It's a really great dispenser with a metal pour spout. So these come in a set of 2. So you can do either silver or gold. I did link both of those. And they come in a really thick, you can see like a really thick glass bottles. These are very aesthetic for that reason. So you could use them on your table, you could use them cooking, you could use them in a lot of, you know, kind of different manners throughout your home. Of course, even if you didn't want to use these in the kitchen, you could use it anywhere that you need that, you know, kind of glass with a metal, a pour spout. So let's see. All right, where did my labels go? So it also comes with a bunch of different labels. So like I said, you can use this in your home for, let me pull these out so you can see. So you can use them like in your kitchen if you wanted to use them for like pumpkin spice. For example, for a syrup, you could use it for soy sauce, red wine, rice wine, toffee. Sounds delicious if you were using it for something or like a salty caramel. You could probably even put you could put whatever you want, vegetable oil. And then they also do have a couple blank ones here. So if you want to kind of fill it in or write it in, you could absolutely put your own. But it does come with these really pretty, like very aesthetic stickers on there as well. Snow cone flavor, that sounds delicious too. That is, yeah, sounds really good. I love some good snow cones. Like that's like my favorite. But I'm just kind of opening this up. You can see a lot of different ones. Avocado oil. Cinnamon, I think, would be more kind of based on your syrups and stuff, but really, really useful. And I like how just like heavy these are. A lot of times you'll see these, but they'll be like plastic. And then of course, these are also silicone pour spouts. So when you get a little bit closer, that's going to give you that really tight kind of like leak proof seal. And then you're also going to have like a fairly wide opening here as well to pour in, again, whatever kind of oil, whatever kind of syrup or anything that you want there as well. Let me pull up. There's also a little tiny funnel that does come along with that as well. So it does just kind of fold it down so you could store it somewhere really, really easily. But for kind of, let's see here, for if I'm filling up any kind of oil or any kind of, again, liquid syrup, etc., I can just put this a little, as I like bent it, there you go. If I open it all the way, you can add it in and pour it in. But I did also add, I like this one almost too. So that one obviously comes with it, but I do have a little like mushroom funnel that is also silicone that I added to, I love snow cones too, that I also added to the carousel, I believe, at the very end. Let me see. I was making 2 of these. I was doing a part 1, part 2, and it looks like I didn't add the mushroom. So let me add that. Since I talked about it, I should add it really quickly. So really cute little mushroom funnel. Same thing. It's just something different for your kitchen. It's a really fun little gift idea if you're like shopping for like a foodie or something like that and you like don't know what to get them, and you don't want to spend a lot of money, or maybe they have like a birthday coming up or something. But I did just highlight it in the carousel, and there are 2 sizes of this as well. This is the smaller version, but it is a little funnel. So this does fold down, so of course it looks super cute. If I just put it on top of, I'm just using, again, those oil dispensers. But these work really well because silicone, again, heat safe, food safe, so you can use this. And I'm just going to tip that mushroom inside out, and I can actually just put it into the very, very top. So you could, because it's super heat resistant, you obviously could put something that's very hot in there. You could easily, I think, use this for like, I was thinking about for like bacon grease and stuff like that. It does have a smaller spout here, so it couldn't be anything that's like too thick of a liquid or a syrup. But again, silicone, very, very, very heat resistant, and also dishwasher safe. So all of the kind of items that I do have kind of lined up here, if they're silicone, of course, they can immediately go into the dishwasher. But a super cute little funnel, and there is a larger version. This is the smaller version. There is an extra large that you could use as well if you want more of that kind of like foldable little kitchen funnel. So, hey, Deborah, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it today. We're having fun with like random kitchen gadgets today. So like I said, I jumped to the very end of the stream just because I wanted to share, like I said, this super cute little mushroom funnel. Also, Anne, thank you for the follow. But if you are looking at the oil dispensers as I shared them, they are linked with both the gold and with the silver lids. So this is also stainless steel. It's not plastic. It's also silicone. So these are just like a really nice, like not just aesthetic, but like also like very usable set of oil vinegar. Again, soy sauce, fish sauce, any kind of syrup you want to use, like go right ahead, use all of the different flavors. And these are 350 milliliters. You can do a set of 2 like I have. You could do a single set, and there are also a variation of the set that has a tray as well. So hey Yogi, I was literally just talking as we were talking about sharing a hand frother about using kind of that for for eggs and stuff like that. So all right, let's go into some of the other deals that I do have in the carousel. Again, both the silver and the gold are linked depending on what kind of pour spout that you like. However, I don't think you'll find them on the same listing kind of like together. So let's go into the measuring cups really first, and then we can kind of come back. So this is like a full set of measuring cups and then also measuring spoons. So like I mentioned, some of these are just fun kind of gift ideas. Some of them are just kind of like weird, crazy gadgets, things like that, kind of depending on, kind of what you like. But again, little gift ideas, little out of the box ideas. But I feel like stainless steel is just one of those items that you could give anytime to like a new homeowner. If you have like a student moving into their first ever apartment, something like that, you're moving into your first ever apartment, stainless steel across the board, just one of those items that will like never break, will never rust, is again completely dishwasher safe across the board. So I wanted to share this set. So there are 3 variations. There's a 7-piece, a 12-piece, and a 15-piece. I think only the 15 today is on the deal of the day, but you can kind of look at each of those on that listing itself. But it does come with a stackable set of measuring spoons and then also a stackable set of measuring cups. So what I like, and I'm going to open this up and take it off the ring really quickly. So of course you can see that they just kind of stack and kind of nest in on each other. But when it kind of comes to baking, cooking, and the like, whether you're baking to the olive oil, no, they are only clear. So I do know that like, kind of like storing olive oil in clear jars or containers like for a long period of time can break that down. But they do work really well for all of the other syrups or sauces or liquids too. So, but no green. If there was green, I would have shared it and y'all would have heard me talk about it. So, so with the measuring cups and the spoons, specifically with this set, I think this is like an underrated little thing, but that's fine. If you're cooking and you are doing lots of measurements and you don't want to do a ton of cleanup at the end of like whatever it is you're making, these have all of the measurements kind of like built right in. So of course you do have like your oops, let's see if you can see it. So you have your cup right here, and then you also have your milliliters here. But what I think is even better is this is the cup size, obviously. On the single cup, you have also the line for a 3/4 cup, and then you also have the 1/2 cup line. So you could use this. You can see if I can get the light to hit it just right. You can also see the lines there. They are marked on the inside, so you don't have to kind of like eyeball it. You can see it on the inside. So you could just use one of these for a few different things if you're using dry ingredients and the like. Or it also does have, it's a little hard to see, it's easier to see in person, but there is, let's see if I can get it to show up. There's a little tiny pour spout right here. So there's this little, almost looks like a dent on camera right now, but it is a little pour spout that does kind of help just a little bit. There you go. It does very much look like a dent on camera, but it's not. Maybe you can see it better here. There you go. Now you can see it a little bit better, that little kind of like a dip in there as well. So fun little extra added piece to it. But like I said, I do enjoy that they're kind of all built in together like that. And then this set also does come with, I'm trying not to make this jingle, but there we go. I'm going to take these off their rings so you can see that they do stack on each other, and then they do all connect with a little ring on the back. But these are all, kind of oval, rectangular shaped spoon. So again, you do have your milliliters and your sizing. So your 1 tablespoon with your 15 milliliters. But then this works really well, this kind of like a longer, elongated shape. If you're using something like spices and you're trying to put your measuring spoon into a smaller jar. If you have one of those rounder ones, you've probably done it where it just doesn't fit in, doesn't make it very easy to use and to add spices. So this shape really does kind of help out with that. And they're all shaped with that kind of rectangular shape to get down to the really small sizes. So like these ones, obviously it will fit into those smaller jars that way. So it does go all the way from your tablespoon, which is your largest, and then it goes all the way down to a 1/8 teaspoon. And then with the measuring cups, you start up with that largest size, which is the 1 cup, and it goes all the way down to the 1/4 cup. So really complete, like full set. And as I mentioned, it does have all 15 pieces. What I don't have here is the 15, actually has a little bit smaller version. I want to say it's like 1/8. Hey, AB, hello. And also Samantha, hello. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. But then again, the 7-piece set, for example, is just the measuring cups. And then the 12-piece is going to be a slightly smaller set and like a shorter range of measuring cups and measuring spoons. So those are all kind of listed within that same listing, but the 15-piece is the one that is 26% off today. So hey Jack, and then hello house, hello everybody. Appreciate coming in on my kind of like fun random things I found on Amazon kind of live stream, trying to make them all like fairly affordable, smaller items kind of in the carousel today. I did divide this up into 2 because I couldn't decide what to add. So if you're looking at this one, there is another one too. I added it. Might be tomorrow, might be later. Kind of just depends on the schedule, but there'll be many more things in here as well. So let's talk about this oil sprayer, which I think is probably kind of like a fan favorite, I feel like. I added the wrong one. Let's scoot over onto not that one. I added the electric one. Can you tell that I was like shopping earlier today? I was like shopping for myself and I was like, ooh, I have the manual one. I will probably want the electric one at some point, but let me add the right one then today. So going back to those, let's see. Oil sprayer. I have it saved on, there it is. I have it saved on my Amazon, like a shopping list, and there's actually another coupon on it today. So slide it over here and I'll add it to the very end of the stream. Can you tell it's Monday? It is the Mondayest of Mondays today. But the good thing is this one is also on deal as well. So I'm going to put that video back up really quickly. And then we'll chat about that one. All right. This is the beauty of it, like being live, right? Like it's always fun. So this is a small little sprayer. This kind of could go in combination kind of alongside the kind of oil set that I did share just a second ago. This is it's kind of a single button press oil sprayer. So kind of along that same idea, as well as like somebody who has like more limited mobility or something like that. This does allow you to kind of reduce the amount of oil that you're using at one time. So if you wanted to go to, your Sam's Club, your Costco's of the world and things like that, and you wanted to buy your favorite oil, whatever that might be, in bulk, you could pour just a little tiny bit of it into something like this, and then use it in your kitchen until it's used up. So this is a 100 milliliter bottle. This is glass. And then this is stainless steel. So one of the questions I probably get asked all the time when I share this is, does it clog up or, whatever. And so it's oil, who knows, like whatever else you might be using. What I would suggest is every now and then just taking this off and soaking it in a little bit of like hot water with a little bit of like dish soap or something like that instantly will help it if for some reason it does get clogged. So as you can see on here, it works really well if you're trying to like limit your oil, whether you want to limit kind of what you're cooking with. Maybe you're just trying to kind of cut a little bit of oil out of your diet. I like this. I know sometimes people say like, why not like a spray? I could buy a spray already kind of pre-done. But for those of you who love to cook, who are foodies and the things like that, there's definitely going to be a large range of the different kinds of oil, and qualities of different kinds of oils. So everybody has their own specific brand, style, type of oil, or whatever that they could use. So exactly, Pam is that same kind of thing, right? Like you could use Pam, but it's coming in that kind of like spray can. It's like single use. It's like those like popcorn bags. Y'all have heard me talk about having like my popcorn popper. I hate the taste and like that fake chemically taste of some of that stuff. So that's kind of how I feel about this. But obviously it's also a lot more expensive to continually buy cans of Pam or something like that. So with this, it does shoot out somewhere kind of between a mist of, kind of a mist like a can, and kind of between just kind of pouring it in, right? So you're going to see it's kind of like a little bit of a thicker stream. But let's see here. Oh dear. Hold on just a second. Let's see if I can fix this. Maybe. Moderation today is not my friend. There we go. Okay. So with this, speaking about kind of oil sprayers too, it does work really well because you can take this. I talk a lot about camping and doing outdoors things. So if you were, kind of packing up to go car camping or something like that, you could pour just a little bit of oil in here and take it with you. Super simple to kind of have more of a portable option, instead of having to take a big glass jar kind of spray. Again, you can take kind of whatever you want in it. So big fan of this, and I do try to share it fairly frequently when I see it on deal. This one in particular, it is 36% off. As I mentioned, I had kind of already saved on my list the same brand but the electric version, so sorry about that, y'all. I had it all already saved up. Could you mix vinegar and oil? Absolutely. I also use that kind of as one of my suggestions. You could very easily use this as a kind of, again, an outdoor use for, olive oil. Anything that's a little bit more of a thicker liquid. So like Terry said, using it in the oven, olive oil, etc. You can really use it kind of anywhere. This would actually be really good to kind of keep a little bit of oil outside if you're grilling a lot too, and you just want that kind of little spray. Obviously not keeping a condensed aerosol can near your grill either. So this would be a great kind of little option for that. So yeah, absolutely mix it, olive oil and vinegar. Yeah, do it. Hello, welcome and joining in on the stream. I appreciate it. Okay, so this definitely like falls under like things you absolutely don't need but are really cool and are also just like a really kind of like fun gift for a foodie, or those of you who know me know I'm a big plant lover. So I feel like this was very on brand of me to share today. So where I do have a lot of silicone in my stream today, this isn't silicone, this is a plastic spoon, or it's a BPA plastic spoon rather, but it is heat resistant. So unlike a lot of kind of I don't know, like let's say lesser utensils, right? This is like kind of that combination. I guess I should say more like it's nylon, more so than that kind of pure plastic or anything like that, that kind of feeling. So that's what's going to make it that heat resistant kind of coating, or that kind of feeling. It's also going to make this completely dishwasher safe. So of course, those are like the number one questions. But yeah, I've never actually like seen like a spoon kind of made out of nylon, which I thought was kind of cool. And that's the reason a lot of times that I don't think about sharing as much plastic, because of that kind of meltability factor. But when I saw this, I was like, I have to share it. What do I think about the Loch Ness ladle? So you know what? I have this actually. It was supposed to be in my stream today. They actually sent this to me because I bought this, and then the brand like saw me and they were like, I have some more stuff for you. So I was like, yes, please send it. So I'll open it for you. And I actually think I put it in my stream for tomorrow. So the one that they sent me is the set of 3, which I think is super cool. I am Ashley, so if you're just tuning in for the very first time, hello. So I guess in that case, I probably should add it to the stream. So I did add it for tomorrow, I think. But I'll put it in here. So yeah, I bought the mushroom, and then I also bought this spoon, and they actually saw it. I think I opened this with my unboxing, and so I always love when brands are like, hey, want to try some other things? And I'm like, yes, I do, because I bought them and I think they're awesome. Let me see. I thought I added it to my stream for tomorrow, but I'll add it now. So yes, to answer your question, I think they're really cool. And I think also there's like a crab, what do you want to call it? Like a crab spoon kind of holder today. I did see that one's on deal. I don't have that one, but let me add the Loch Ness ones, and then I can, so because I feel like I can't talk about them if I'm not like sharing them. But yeah, I think that these are really cool because this one actually comes with a tea infuser too. So they're like a really fun little set, and the tea infuser is actually is silicone, so you can actually kind of see me bending this one, whereas the other 2 are made in that same kind of dishwasher safe material. So I'll put this, now I popped it off and I can't, there it goes. It just like slides in like this little Loch Ness monster. So this one, like I said, is a silicone, but these are really kind of like awesome ladles. I'm just on a roll today with kind of like silly fun things. But yes, so I have this one. So this is the set of 3. So it's this one is the largest one, and then this has the kind of colander on the bottom. So this is like a strainer, and then this is a full-on ladle and a spoon. And then the third piece is that tea infuser. So, I mean, yeah, because the tea infuser comes off the bottom, so you really couldn't use like the smaller one as like a ladle or anything. But you obviously could use it for something else too. Anything that you are going to add and infuse into your water. Like if you were doing some sort of like I mean, you could put fruit in here and put it in a glass and do like a fruit infusion, I guess, if you wanted like that. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to use it for like the things that are listed, right? Like you can kind of use it for whichever, but this is the only one that's silicone. The other ones are, are a heat resistant, dishwasher safe little material. So this one comes in this little set. There's actually one more thing that they sent me, but I was like, I'm not going to put them all in the same stream. I was like, maybe I'll like share them and like spread them out. So if you're watching, you want to see all the things that they sent me, I can just keep adding them as the show goes on, I guess. But a really cute little 3-piece bundle. There are also, I do think that you can get what they call the Nessie spoons. I think you can also get each one of those individually too. I know for a fact you can get the strainer, and I think maybe the ladle as well too. They're super cute. And going back to that idea of like if you have a foodie on your list or something like that, do they have to be spaghetti? No, they can be like whatever. Like you can do soup, punch. This would actually be like the cutest punch bowl, like spoon for like a party, I feel like. And like I said, you could put anything in here. It doesn't have to be tea if you're infusing something else. You can put that in there. I would say like if you're someone who does like do coffee or something like that, I would say that this is probably like too ground, or like the holes are too large for like a cold brew or something like that. But you could definitely do like fruit infusions or something like that as well. But super cute little idea, super fun for parties. I would very much be like, it would be so cute for a little like punch bowl, spoon or ladle for like a kid's party, especially if they're big fans of dinosaurs or something like that. They're the Loch Ness monster style, so they're really cute. Do they still have the spaghetti ladle for picking up spaghetti? I don't know. I don't have that one. This one is a spaghetti. Like you could use spaghetti for this one because it has the little like little edges for. Let me see. I can look for you. Let's see if there's other ones, but you obviously can always click over to like the brand itself, and that I think it's Ototo, and see if they have any other kind of variations, but I can look. Let's see, ladle, spoon, colander. I don't see one off like the super, super fast. There is a set of 3, it looks. Oh, no, I see it. I got it. Hold. I'll add it to the chat. This one looks like it comes in a set of 2, though. Well, it's not quite a spoon. I think it all looks like if you want the spaghetti spoon, I think it looks like it all kind of comes in like one set. With like a spoon and a ladle or so on and so forth. So I won't add it to the stream, but okay, let me get back to my page that I was on. But like I said, yeah, it does look like they have the spaghetti spoon, but it looks like it comes in a set. So it'll come in like one with a spoon, and the spaghetti. Or you could just do this one, which I'll highlight again really quickly. I just think this is such a cool little spoon, especially if you have a plant lover and you just want to get them something different or something a little bit out of the box. If you have any kind of like birthday or anything like that coming up, something fun. So let me also switch back to... Let's see here. I'm switching all around. Okay. So another little kind of food gadget. If y'all want me to keep going with this brand, I have a couple other things. Like I said, I put them in the stream, so feel free, chat, add it in there, and I'll just hop around, to whichever. But I wanted to share, just like take a step away really quick to these really cool little like food huggers. So going back, same thing. Silicone is a really good way to kind of preserve things longer. So I have a running theme, you can see, with like the glass storage containers have that silicone band. The spoon rest or utensil rest also is great, but this is a set of 5. So these are reusable silicone like food savers. So yes, I'll just say it before anyone asks, could you use saran wrap or like plastic wrap? Totally. Could you use like tinfoil? Absolutely. But what I have found is when you use something that kind of almost kind of prevents the air from getting in, again, see these, it's going to last a little bit longer and it'll allow you to save them for a little bit longer. And I like that these can be used like not just with like, I use the lime here for this one, not just like for fruit or vegetables or anything like that, but you could actually put them on like over a jar as well. So this is how I kind of used it here. I put it on like my little lime, but it comes in this set of 5, and so you could use them in like a nesting bowl sense as well. These could all kind of tuck in to a drawer. I put a jar over here so you guys could see. But the nice thing is with silicone, toss it in the dishwasher. You can use them over and over again. So you want one that's going to fit a little bit tighter. So this one's actually a little bit bigger. But then you could use this and just add it over. I'm going to try to do this without doing it. There we go. It's like a little bit harder than it looks to do if you don't have all the hands to do it with, but it will then go right over. I did mess this up right there though. Will go right over that glass jar and then act like a lid. So would they, yes, would they work over a pop can? Absolutely. I was like, let's see. Like I am just like a walking energy drink sponsor at this point. This one might be a little bit too small. So you obviously want to find one that's like small enough that it fits over and it doesn't, this one might be a little bit too large or too small in here, but you want it obviously to kind of fit over like a jar or something like this. And so it fits snugly. In this case, I think the Red Bull container might be like, oh, actually it probably would work on this one actually. So you can just slide these off. Hey, J-Lo. Yeah, it would go, this one would go over here. So yeah, do you want to use it on a soda can? 100%. There we go. I don't know if it would keep, I would need to do an experiment. So if anyone wants to do an experiment, with me on like keeping fizz and keeping bubbles on like a soda can, send me like your evidence. But it does work really, really well on like fruit and produce to kind of keep that air away and keep it sealed. So it's also, I'm making it look way more difficult than it is, but you could just seal them up. So there are different variations. The one that I have here, that I've just kind of used on everything, is the set of 5. And so these are, of course, dishwasher safe, will work on literally any kind of jar container. I would say the big one's probably not big enough for a bowl. Unless you have a really small bowl, but you can literally use them on any kind of container. You just want to find one that is, this is left over from last night's Super Bowl party. So it was not used for that purpose expressly, but it was definitely well loved. So this would be good to, especially like onions or things like that have a tendency to be an item that you put back in the fridge and maybe don't grab right away. They do have other variations as well, and I think the ones that are blue on there are larger maybe than these, but I feel like this is a pretty good like versatile size. What about a mason jar? That's what these are. This is literally I think this was an old peanut butter container. This was like the first one I grabbed out of like my pantry. This is another one. This is the one I drank water out of. This is a peanut butter jar. I think this was like rice or quinoa. Or, anyway, you could use it on any kind of jar. You just want to make sure that whatever lid you're using doesn't have a lot of, like this one would be like too big for this one. So you want to make sure it's tight and fitted so it doesn't leak and it doesn't let that kind of air get in. So Amazon customer, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. And then of course, keeping that kind of like airtight seal, like I said. So very easy to wash. You can keep them forever. Don't have to worry about, you know, kind of anything like plastic wrap, et cetera, et cetera. They do also make like butter holders and like avocado ones, but I've never used those, so I'm just going to vouch for these. But these are really great too. Yeah, you know what? Actually, this might have been this probably actually was a pickle jar. This I think was peanut butter. So I save jars. I have a jar collection. Like this is like my favorite thing to like get from like antique malls and stuff like that too. So I have a very large collection of jars. But in this case, I grabbed the one that was like closest to me. So yes, save these for your very next Corona, I suppose, or insert your favorite adult beverage. Limes are so good in like Diet Coke too. Be honest. But that's a good segue. Let me like segue into some cocktail stuff then. That was not intentional, but it's gonna work well. So I did share these kind of like old-fashioned, like there are an old-fashioned look, but there are also an old-fashioned glass. And so I shared these as part of my unboxing live stream like last week or something like that. And yeah, everyone should just use reused glasses for like all the time. So I did share these recently, and I also, because I shared these from that same brand, I actually got, I don't want to break it, a cocktail shaker. And I have to admit that sometimes I share items and I'm just like, this would be a great gift idea for a new homeowner or newlyweds or things like that. These two are really awesome. So like I said, I ordered the old-fashioned glasses and I opened them live on my stream, and they're really, really heavy glass. They come in a set of 4, and they come in this kind of like blue teal tinted kind of color. These are 12-ounce glasses. This is called Seafoam. But there are also like pink, there's like a bright pink, a light pink, there's a kind of like ambery kind of color as well. So you can kind of pick a different color if it's just like, you know, this kind of blue isn't your aesthetic. But I love how like thick and heavy that this glass is, and I also love how like intricate it is. So you can see I do share these like big pillar candles in like a big jar like this, and they're super intricate and very similar. And so this is all glass. Don't mind my fingers that I chew. It's just like a very thick, very detailed glass. Looks like a little lime on the bottom. But very, very, very heavy. These are like a crystal glass. So again, if you're wanting to like upgrade, could you drink out of these every day? Yeah, go right ahead. Absolutely. But they're also really nice, kind of like elegant, like fancy glass if you were having a party, or you just have a really cool, like, you know, home bar, etc. I do, actually, that reminds me that I do want to add my like big ice cube trays to a stream sometime soon. So I should do that. But anyway, I opened these live on my stream and I was like, I'm going to share these again because they were so, so great. And so because of that, I went and I bought this cocktail shaker, which is equally as nice and super, super heavy. And again, I think a really great gift idea, maybe for newlywed, new homeowner, etc. So it's a crystal glass martini shaker or cocktail shaker or whatever, and then it has a stainless steel top. So it is very heavy. And so you can see again, like really decorative crystal, and then it's a really heavy, thick glass. Like, look, it's like you can see here, like a really thick glass. This is like hefty. You can see it on the bottom here. And then it also does have a really great stainless steel shaker, but to make sure it has that better seal, it's got that silicone seal here. So it does fit into the inside of the glass to give you a little bit more of a secure seal when you're shaking. And then of course it does have the lid, which has your kind of built-in strainer. But like I said, these came from the same brand. Like a lot of times I get something, I'm like, this is really cool, and then I order another item, and so like that is very much kind of like an upgraded bar kit, and again, a really good gift idea as well. So this is a big glass, so a little bit more than a pint, right? It's a 17-ounce glass, but just would look really nice in your home if you're a big fan, you know, of entertaining, you have a host on your list of like, you know, kind of gift ideas. Again, I would highly recommend either something like this or kind of a glass like that. I know this is the only color they don't have. I don't think this brand actually makes another color of it. Doesn't look like it, but it's a really nice little shaker. And Terry, like, I know once you use those silicone shakers, they are kind of life-changing. I really do agree. Okay, so let me go here and click on another little gizmo and gadget. And I put it on a bowl because, again, we had a really fun Super Bowl party and I didn't trust myself to have cleaned all of my dishes well enough to put that on the stream today. So I went with a bowl. But with this, you can use this on a bowl like this, or you could use it on any kind of like pot and pan, and you have a lot of flexibility in size. So this is silicone. I sound like a broken record, but it is. And so it's really flexible. So the way that this works is it is like a strainer, or not even like, oops, let me sit up a little bit better. So it isn't just like a strainer, right? It is a strainer. And so it clips on to a bowl, to a pot, to a pan. And so then as you are tipping out your water, there you go, or your pasta or your veggies, if you're doing any kind of like, you know, boiling, steaming, whatever, and all of the water is going to come out through this slotted area without you having to, you know, hold it, or without you having to have a full-on separate colander. So if you're like me and you've dumped a whole bunch of noodles into the sink because you miss the colander or the strainer, right, this is going to be your best friend. So it has two little clips, like I said, here, and then it creates this seal. You can see it there kind of lining the inside of the bowl, creates that seal so that when you do pour it, you're not getting any like water, especially that boiling hot water kind of dripping out of the bottom, right? So really easy to use clips. And like I said, this is just your standard, I don't know, mid-size stainless steel bowl that I took from the cabinet. But if you have a smaller pan, it'll still work. You can still kind of cinch it down to a slightly smaller. Obviously, there definitely is a range at which it starts to get a little bit too small, but you have a lot of flexibility in the size of pot and pan. Of course, if you had like a really big pot or pan, you can still clip it. You're just going to have larger like size back, you know, kind of more room for error, I guess you could say. But it takes like 10 seconds to do this. I just clip it on here, make sure it's in between both clips, and then you're good to go. So where's Mr. Bill? Did he have too much fun? Yeah, I don't know where he is. I had too much fun, he had too much fun, everybody's asleep today, I guess. The other one is right there in the corner. You can see there's actually sun there. See the little sun. I guess I could turn my camera, but you see what I'm saying. A little bit of sun in the northwest, so everybody's like enjoying it. it's kind of amazing. Ready for summer, but so like I mentioned, a really, really useful little gadget, little tool for your kitchen. And then as I'm thinking about things too, I keep saying pasta or strainers or anything like that. But of course you are, this is silicone, so it's great for like high temps and high heat. So if you were doing something that, you know, kind of was more of like grease or something like that, you could absolutely use this because it's going to be good to like 450 degrees, right? So it's still going to work well. The only thing, anytime you're streaming anything, you can see the size of the slats right here. So you just want to make sure, you know, whatever you're straining can't fit through there. Is it secure on the bowl? Yeah, it's not going anywhere. Like, I'm like afraid, like I'm going to just like throw the bowl before I would, yeah, it's not going anywhere. It clips on and it stays on. And then also you can, because it's silicone, it's great for heat, right? You can toss this into the dishwasher. Only thing, this is metal, so I don't know if there's a use case for anybody. There is a little metal clip in here. So if for some reason, I don't know what you, off the top of my head, you would put this in the microwave for, it does have metal clips, so you can't do that on here. But yeah, it's not going anywhere once it's clipped onto a bowl. So again, if you had something that was really small or like a really large pan, then it might budge, but it's not going to go anywhere. Yeah, I would probably throw the bowl before I would get it to come off. So definitely not going anywhere. Let me set this down over here really quickly. Stay. Okay. Okay, so I'm sliding all around in this like stream, so let me make sure I didn't miss anything really quickly. Okay, so let's talk about one more from that brand again. I'm gonna say it's Ototo, and we're gonna go with it until they tell me it's not. Like I said, I bought the Monstera Spoon, and then I bought. Oh, yep. See, there you go. Here's the mushroom again. So they also sent me the little, I almost said Count Chocula, and that is in fact not correct. This little like Dracula garlic chopper. So this is also from them as well. Just because Yogi asked, let me tab to the mushroom really quickly. And so again, as I mentioned, I have the smaller of the two. There is an extra large version. Also has a little port hole, however you want to call it. So you could keep, I got you. So you could easily put this in to, you know, this is the oil spout pours that I was using a second ago. Just put it in here, and of course it does act as a cute little like mushroom topper, but you're just going to flip it upside down, and then this side of the mushroom is going to become a funnel. So if I was here, since we were talking about this earlier, there's my water. There we go. Just acts as a little funnel. And of course, this is silicone, so you could toss it into the dishwasher if you were using some sort of like oil or something like that. So I drink my water now. So yeah, if you were pouring like a, you know, soy sauce, vinegar oil or anything like that, you could just toss this whole thing into the dishwasher really easy. But this is your funnel, and then it pops to the other side. Yeah, it worked very well. So it's just a cute little funnel and something different and something, you know, a little quirky to have in your house. The only thing I will point out, obviously you watch me all pour water into my cup. It is a smaller, like little bit of a hole. So anything that's like too thick, obviously it's still going to come through, but it's going to be slower. So syrup or something like that would probably take a while, just because it's a smaller funnel, but really cute. Okay. I don't have a piece of garlic here to demo like live for this one, but my plan was to make a video of this later, so but I wanted to share it first. Yes, so with the mushroom, this is the small. There is an extra large. I'm not sure off the top of my head how big it is though. Let me look. The small is like 3 by 3, so 3 inches by 3 inches. The extra large mushroom is 4 by like 3. So this is 3 by 3, so it's going to be probably another inch wider or so. So yes, there are 2 sizes. Okay, let's see. So I don't, like I said, don't have off the really fast demo that I have today, but this is again fun little added little quirky gadget for your home, and there is actually a 20% off code. So if you're looking and you're kind of just watching it live, there's that extra 20%. So you just want to click on it on the listing, but works really easy. You add your little garlic clove there, you can see here in the center, and you're literally just going to twist, and it's just going to kind of like crush up that little piece of garlic. So it's such a like cute and like little fun kind of idea, I guess, for your home. So same as some of the other ones that I was sharing. This is a marriage saver. This is kind of made of that really like a super durable plastic, and it's just a fun little twist. Like I said, you're just going to add it in here, and you're going to grind it up between the little kind of what's the word I want, like they're not prongs is the wrong word, but they're gonna twist through and kind of break up that chunk of garlic. So you could obviously use this as a grinder for a lot of different things. You could use it for garlic, you could use it for like a clove, you could use it for so many kind of different things. Ginger, I guess, any kind of herbs that you want to crush. Nuts, obviously you want to probably keep them a little bit on the smaller side, but it just acts as a super little durable grinder. So it's really, really fun little gadget that I wanted to add. Also from that same brand, I was definitely not planning on sharing so many different kind of products from them today, but since you asked, making my potato soup. So I did reshare on my blog this weekend, kind of like our little family potato soup recipe. It's delicious. It's like uses like gnocchi rather, instead of like dumplings or potato, like or any kind of other like biscuits or whatever you would add to it. It is so good, and it also freezes very well, and it reheats super well as well. So really, really good. Okay, I think I only skipped over 2 things. So let's just hop over to my little pizza cutter. Also a great little kitchen gadget. I did notice it's on a deal as well. So it's even though it doesn't show that little bit of like a red bar on it, it is 50% off. So it is right there at that that kind of $10 mark. And like so many of the other items in here, it's all completely dishwasher safe. It's also like a very, very safe little gadget if you have small fingers. So if you have kids at home or anything like that and you want to protect them from like a sharp blade, this is going to be a good choice. But also if you have limited space, or you're just like super clumsy like I am, and you would be prone to cutting yourself on like a kind of normal pizza cutter, this is the one for you. So it comes into 3 pieces, and you can see the little video is just playing as I talk, but this is a plastic cover that protects the blade of the pizza cutter. So it snaps in here, so it's not going to come out. So when you're ready to use it, you're just going to hold on to the cover, and you're just going to pull it down, and it'll snap onto this side. So then when you're using it, this won't try to close and get in the way. And then of course this is your stainless steel pizza cutter blade. So this then of course acts as the handle, keeps your fingers safe. You can use it for pizza. You could use it for, some people have said, chopping herbs, cutting crusts off bread. You can use it for a lot of different things, but then when you're done, it also snaps back together, and You can put it away, you can put it in a drawer, don't have to worry about it. It is covered. And this also, like, you have to give it a little bit of force too to get it to unsnap, so it won't just kind of open up. If you toss it into a drawer, it snaps shut pretty well. And then, of course, when you are ready to wash it, it just breaks into 3 pieces. Just open up the cover, and then you can slide it out. Boop. And then this also comes off here. So all of these can go in the dishwasher. You know, anytime you have a blade or like a knife or something like that, it can dull the knife a little bit faster, the blade a little bit faster, but I've always thrown this in the dishwasher. I just put it on the top rack. Anything that says it's dishwasher safe that's not like metal or ceramic or anything like that, I usually put on the top shelf or top drawer, whatever you want to call it. But I have put this many times into the dishwasher and never had any issue. So I really like this as a little portable cutting blade, and you know, kind of going back to the idea of camping, which I love. This is also an easy way to take a little bit of a knife blade or, you know, something like that with you. If you make cast iron pizzas, I love a good like open fire pizza. Also a great little option too. So keeps it safe, keeps it all packaged up, makes it easy to clean, and a great little kind of like handy dandy kitchen gadget. Like grandkids say it works great for grilled cheese. See, there you go. Grilled cheese sounds amazing. Okay, let me take this video down. I feel like I've just kind of on like a camping, like I think I'm just getting like very ready. Like it's slightly sunny out today, and I'm getting very excited for the good weather and camping and hiking and all that. But for that reason, might as well talk about these little set of tongs. And let me grab the third one. So these come in a set of 3. They do come in these kind of like bright rainbow colors, but there is a set of all, I think all red and definitely all black if you aren't, you know, kind of a bright, colorful, you know, utensil person. But you can see there is a shorter, longer, and really long. So this is like 7 inches, 9, and then this is a 12 inch. And so you can see as I'm holding it here, like it's staying closed. All of the tongs here on the end, these are all coated in that silicone. So again, very, very dishwasher safe, very heat resistant. And it also has a padding here for silicone, so you don't necessarily have to worry about getting, you know, grabbing onto hot metal tongs. You do have that little bit of padding here. So if you're outside and you're grilling and you're getting kind of near the flame, you do have the tongs. But probably my favorite part, which you can see, is that they're staying closed. And so they do that by this little ring. So of course you could hang these, you know, by your grill, wherever, by the ring. Or you can pull or push in rather the ring and they will open. So normal, standard, everyday tongs. You can use them, of course, lean them on your rest. Obviously, in this case, they'd be too big, but if you closed it and you want them to stay closed because you're putting them into, you know, the drawer or wherever, you just pull on that little tab and then they're gonna stay closed that entire time. So now you could lean them on your rest, right? But I like taking these, same thing, silicone is really, really easy to clean. Stainless steel, you know, not plastic, all of that. So because you can kind of cinch them down, it makes it easy to toss into like my, you know, I have like a grab and go camping bin. So it's like car camping, pick it up, goes into the car and you're good to go. So these are easy to store, but also like really easy to take with you. And they have different sizes. So if you were baking, cooking, wherever, and you need a smaller set of tongs, specifically in the oven, if you're like roasting, sometimes I feel like these might be too big to kind of get into like a smaller area. So sometimes like these smaller ones actually are really great. Thanks, Yogi. I appreciate it. There's so much fun stuff. Like I said, I originally, when I was setting this up, divided it out into 2 different streams. So I'll probably have some crossover maybe tomorrow for anyone who didn't see this one. But this is really fun for me. I was like digging around in my kitchen and I was like, what can I share today? So this is like a whole stream of those kind of gadgets. So, but a really kind of super useful set, and they're also really inexpensive. The set of 3 is $13.99, so $14. And they're completely multi-purpose, very, very easy to use. You're not going to need to replace them. They're not going to melt. They're not going to rust, the stainless steel. So super simple. So, all right, stay. Don't fall off the table. Stay. All right, so I did talk about the gizmo, and we talked about the mushroom a couple times. So let me hop over back to the start of the stream really quickly. I do think the milk frother was the one thing that I did have in there that was on a lightning deal today. It looks like it's still doing really well. So this is my little coffee milk frother. That also you can use it for tons and tons of other things. You could use it for scrambling eggs. You could use it for mixing up protein drinks. You could kind of use it wherever. Super, super useful and just really affordable as well. But let me go do a really quick recap on here before I kind of end this or whatever. But I did add the 24-piece set of glass containers. So these are from Joy Joy. I've shared these before. They're a great option. Heavy, durable, thick glass that allows you to kind of put things into the freezer, the oven, the microwave, wherever, and not have to worry about them. That glass is very, very sturdy, very durable, and then also you can use it really easily between temperatures. So from the freezer directly into the oven, the microwave. I've had people say that they cook things directly in the glass containers so that they can just put these, once it's cool, they can just put these on and go right into, again, into, if you're cooking and saving it for a long time, it might go into the freezer. If you're cooking it and eating it later, it might go into the fridge. But they work really well for that too. So you could easily bake right in the glass dish. The lids are plastic with that silicone seal, so I would encourage you not to put those into the oven or the dish or the microwave, but they can go in the dishwasher. I've put them in the dishwasher over and over and over again, and not had any issues with it whatsoever. So really kind of great little kitchen. Yes, I was literally talking about that a little bit earlier. I started with these on the start of the stream and specifically referenced that exact thing. Just putting things in to the refrigerator, and it will stay well for quite a while. So in this case, like Yogi said, week 7. I love this. This is like, you ever seen that like McDonald's experiment where they put like I think like a Big Mac in a jar and they just like, it's still there like 7 years later or something. I think it's longer than that now, but it just like never decomposes. That's kind of what this feels like. So where did I hop to? So also, just because I kind of talked about these right at the beginning, and then I'll kind of just wrap all of this up. Take this down. This was the silicone utensil rest. So since I talked about, I feel like utensils throughout this whole entire thing and different kitchen gadgets, this is a silicone mat. This is the smaller version. There is an extra large that's longer. And this is perfect for, kind of placing your utensils directly on your oven or stovetop where it might get hot. Yes, silicone, very, very good. I sound like a broken record. Very, very good in hot temps. I wouldn't put this directly on a burner, but if you're, adjacent to one, especially with like a glass top cook surface, this will protect on spoons and the like. So I do have like a metal spoon rest or like a ceramic one or something like that, but those can both easily scratch like a glass surface like that. Fire Love, thanks for the follow. What size of the mat would you suggest? I think it depends on what you want to rest on it. So the smaller one, which is what I have, is about like 5.5 inches. And I think the extra large is like double that maybe. Nope, not quite. It's about half again as much, so like 8. So it depends if you're outside and like you were grilling and you were putting like a ton of like tongs and stuff on it, I might suggest the bigger one, just simply because you're going to have more room here to kind of rest, whatever on. Obviously this one's, going to be perfectly fine. You could set it, there we go. Could kind of set it here and it's still going to like protect wherever from grease or drippings or oil or whatever, or just purely scratching. But something like tongs like this, I feel like you would probably benefit from the larger one. But if you were using something that was just like a normal size spoon, this is a bad example because I don't have another thing right here, but if you were just using like a smaller ladle or something like that, I think that this size would be like fine. So it just kind of depends. If you don't have a really large cooktop, then the small one might work better too. But really it just kind of takes the place of those ceramic or those metal spoon rests, so it's not scratching delicate surfaces. And then in the case of like metal, it's not getting really, really hot because it's been, next to a pot or a pan or something like that. So either one, I think let's see here. I would say like in terms of like deals, because the smaller one is on deal, it's like better deal, I guess. But it's not that much more for the larger one either. So also lots and lots of colors. I have minty green, seafoam, something. Look, I'm trying to expand on my colors. I still went with green with these, but whatever. There's still a lot of green here, but I like green. So yeah, absolutely happy to help. It's really just going to depend on what kind of utensils you're using. Like a normal average size spoon this is more than big enough for that. So if you were using it like just in your cooking or baking and you don't have a larger one, then that would be totally easy too. And so just because we're talking about fun little gadgets, here's my recap of those. Because I love plants, I had to go with this spoon. Really fun little ladle. This obviously does have a slotted spoon and it does also have the grooves. So this would probably be bulky, honestly, for spaghetti, but it would definitely work for that. Here, and then anything you're using with a slotted spoon, do keep in mind though that these come down a little bit farther. This is not silicone. This is made actually of nylon, so it's heat resistant, it's dishwasher safe. You can absolutely not hand wash this and it would be perfectly fine. You could use it in obviously hot spaghetti and the like, would be perfectly fine. But just a really cute little gift idea or touch for your kitchen. I just think they're fun. So you could even do, if you wanted to do something like I feel like I was talking about entertaining earlier, and it's like if you were doing a really fun like outdoor party, like if you were doing like Monsteras aren't really like luau-esque, but you could do something like that if you were having like a garden party, if you were having something like that you wanted to do. This would just be a little fun idea to kind of add on, much like the set here for like the Nessies, like would be great for like a kid's birthday if they wanted to do like a punch bowl spoon or something like that. You obviously as an adult could still use them, but if you wanted kind of like ideas of like where on earth would you use this, that would be like my number one kind of pick for that. Hey Rachel, thank you for the follow, I appreciate it. I'm gonna slide it all the way down so that you can see the Nessie family. I guess somebody, I think Yogi asked about it, so I added it. So this is a set of 3. It's a soup ladle, a colander, and then also a tea infuser. Of course, again, you could infuse anything you wanted. If you wanted to put like a little bit of fruit in here, you could do that. I don't know, you insert your thing here. Actually, I've seen really cool like chocolate bombs too for like hot cocoa. You could probably put that in there. whatever you want. But it does come in that set here as well. So these are all dishwasher safe. Again, this is that completely like food grade material. This is your colander. So this is your strainer spoon. And it looks, like I said, just like a little Loch Ness Monster. And then you have your spoon here. It does have little feet so that it can rest. It does kind of tip back. I can't probably put it on my hands per se. It's going to hold like that. So it kind of sits back a little bit. They do have feet. You just want to be a little careful because they will kind of slide. Do they have an opposite for pasta salad? I mean, you could use whatever. I mean, you could use this for pasta salad. It's a very big scoop. You could use this one. It doesn't have more of like a spoon. Like this is the more spoon-like one, I would say. But I think there's some other versions. I don't think there's like tons of different animals and different characters, which is why I think these are kind of great for kids, or fun-loving adults. But there's some like. I've seen some like there's like rabbit tongs, and there's one on deal today that I saw that was cute, that was like a crab that like holds the spoon. It kind of clips on to the bowl like this. So those are cute too. So hey Rowdy, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. But tons and tons of really kind of cute ideas, kind of for your home, for your kitchen. Yeah, they are fun. So let me see if there was anything else. Obviously, if anybody has any questions just before I hop off, please let me know. I'll just kind of end it with a couple gift ideas again. I think all of these are fun kind of gift ideas or party ideas. But if you're looking or shopping for like an affordable housewarming gift, hostess gift, any kind of newlywed gift or whatever, this is my new favorite like brand. Elevating your own home bar, whatever. This is a set of old-fashioned glasses. These are really heavy crystal. You can see how thick that glass is. They come in a set of 4 with this really pretty kind of detailing on the glass. I have the seafoam color, so it's this kind of like bluish green. Kind of, you can see it looks a little darker down here, and it's a little lighter. But there are pinks, kind of that really pretty kind of amber tone color as well. I think they're super, super awesome to like I said, have a cocktail in, punch for an adult party or whatever. But really nice, really pretty glasses, and I think would be a great gift idea. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm always like talking about something or somewhere, and I'm like, oh wait, I have that. Let me pull it up. Most of the time it's just like if I don't have something to stream, y'all just have to wait until I can like pull up my Amazon orders and then like find it and then like switch it and add it into the stream. But usually I can find it pretty quick. But and the other gift idea I just wanted to share before kind of ending it is this really heavy, really pretty crystal glass shaker. So same thing, same brand actually from the glasses, but this is a really heavy 17-ounce glass shaker. You can see the really pretty like lead, completely lead free like crystal, and then you can also see like the really thick glass base here, and then the silicone rim, kind of little ring that goes around here, is what's going to keep it from leaking or spilling when you're shaking the drink. And then it has that lid with that built-in strainer. So either one of those I think would be such a awesome like gift idea, or if you're looking for something a little bit very chic and very elegant but you don't want to spend a lot of money, this would definitely be a really good gift idea for that. And I don't want to break this. There we go. So yeah, if anybody has any questions, let me know. I did hold back a few of the items that I wanted to share today for a stream later this week, maybe tomorrow, maybe a little bit. Have I been able to research the notification issue? I have not. Because it's one of those things where it's hard to like pinpoint. It's hard to pinpoint whether it's like someone's specific like iOS or operating system, like on an Android or something like that. If it's the notifications, if it's your privacy settings, if it's on our end. If you're following, you're supposed to get notifications when I go live. I've had some people say it works great. I've had some people say that they like have a lot of trouble with it. I've also heard that sometimes it will, if you click the bell for the notifications and then you come back later, it's like unclicked it. I don't know why that's happening, but I've definitely like reached out to try to figure it out. So the easiest way to like see when I'm streaming or kind of what I'm streaming or whatever would be to go to my storefront and to my Amazon Live channel. If you see that I have an upcoming stream in the upper right hand corner, when you hover over, you can click the bell. When you do that, it'll give you a notification when I go live. Do make sure like with your privacy settings and things like that on your phone specifically, that will also affect that too. Oh no, Rowdy says never log out. There, I don't know, maybe that works. I don't know if there's also like a cross between if you signed up online, like if you went on a desktop browser and you asked to be notified, or if you did on mobile. I don't know, but I will definitely have an answer if I have an answer. So I appreciate it, Terry. Thank you. But yeah, that's what I've got today. So tomorrow or later on this week, I'm going to do another really fun kind of kitchen stream, kind of focus on that same thing, like fun, unknown finds and things like that. I'll share with y'all any kind of cool deals and anything like that I see, I'll share as well. But I'll be kind of curating that. So if there's ever like a theme that y'all want to see, kitchen is always fun. There's always really fun kitchen gadgets and stuff, but I want to do like a bath one or like a, kind of like a bedroom one or something like that. But feel free, share them with me. Makes it a little bit easier to kind of target. But yeah, so like it looks like it looks like something exploded from the kitchen over here next to my like desk setup, but I am going to be trying to curate some stuff for later on. All things silicone. This whole stream is all things silicone. I feel like most of it was, because I like to really focus on things that are like, not going to melt or not going to get damaged easily. Like I'm just too like hard on things. Like I need things to not break and be like super useful for me. So of course, if you're watching the stream, I'm Ashley. We did go through like everything in the carousel. So if you want to watch it later, you can always go to my storefront and click on like most recent streams, or my most recent stream will always be kind of on at the top of the storefront. And you can always go back later. You can shop through any of those things, watch things in more detail. In this case, if you're scrolling by and you kind of miss the majority of the stream, you can always go back, watch it later. And it saves all the live streams for like the last 60 or 90 days. So there's lots and lots of stuff to see. And so, of course, I also focus on really budget-friendly finds. I like to do silicone and eco-friendly. And so it's just sustainable stuff because we're all on a budget. And so it might be a little bit more expensive at first, but it's just going to last and last and last, or save you money because you're buying in bulk or something like that. So many options. But yeah, I think this was a good stream today. It was fun, right? So I will put together another one and I will see everybody later this week. So goodbye.